Challenge, you ready?
Welcome to the Everyday Mom Challenge.
Okay, today we want to talk about handwriting. So, and spelling, and punctuation, and how proud I am of a little monkey over here. There he is. And you guys have got to get this book. I was recommended this book by another homeschooling mom. Okay, so check this book out. After Sam went for his testing, and he was on grade level in his math. He was on grade level in his reading, which we did a lot of improvements in our reading last year and got him on grade level. So we knew what it was going to come back about with the writing. And we knew that we had a lot of work to do. So when she said, let's try this book, this is really what helped my child. She talked about her child had dyslexia in writing, in written expression, and they have been going through this series. So I said, okay, we'll try it, it doesn't hurt. And I had been using simple cursive books and spelling books, and I said, okay, we'll try this one. So I want to show you what happened and why it does work. Okay, I'm going to show you how it's set up. I hope you can see this. First, Sam, do you like doing your writing?
Yeah.
Now that's in and of itself important. Okay, so the first page, it sets you off. Okay, now I want you to see his writing from day 1 of school. Now Sam is in 4th grade. Okay. Now, as the days went on, the more we practiced, and as you can see, this is the next week. Big difference, right? If we needed to erase things, we would. And we kept practicing. The words became his spelling list. So this was actually his spelling homework. So just like traditional spelling, he would have to write the words across. I would make him write them like 5 times. Or longer, more. But he was constantly using them in the same rhyme. Okay, so now we did what I called the test today. And this is what I called, he had to know what the rhyme was, and then he had to write it. And look at the difference. It is amazing. And tell them what word you needed to look at. Which one?
E.
The E off of
The
handle.
E, yes.
Yep. The E off of handle. That was the only letter that gave him trouble. And with his punctuation, his exclamation point just, looked like one straight line. And when I brought it to his attention, of course, he corrected it. So, after he completed it, then I had him to look for errors himself. And he made one error. Do you know what your error was? Can you tell him?
The commas.
No.
The periods, all that stuff, right?
No. You had one error, and it was right here.
That I.
That I. And you did a lowercase I.
Mm-hmm.
And when an
I
I,
always thought you did that.
but when an I is by itself, it is an uppercase I. So you have to make it the big I.
Mhm.
Okay. So that was the only one area. So now I know what we can work on, and with more repetitive practice, we're going to get there. So this was again part 2. And check him out. I did 2 in the middle. You can kind of see mine, but then he's worked around mine. It's awesome. So awesome. His E's, it's amazing. So when he works next week's, well, actually tomorrow, he's going to have these.
Have what?
Starlight.
Starbright.
Yep. And so
Starbright.
it's going to give him words that he needs to know how to spell and how to read, but he's going to work a lot of those capital I's. Oh, that's actually going to be very beneficial for him. So I can't tell you enough about just how proud I am of Sam. And there's one thing I firmly believe, that a child is going to work at his own pace, and he's going to be ready when he's ready. And that's why last year I knew focusing in on the reading and the writing, even though it's partnered hand in hand, I knew that I had to go climb a huge mountain with Sam with his reading. So we doubled up with the reading, and we did spelling list and we did spelling city, but I did not invest the time in the writing because I knew I needed to get him into print, because the more he's into print, then the more he's going to be able to recognize those words. He's going to start seeing those word patterns, and it's going to help him with the spelling. So right now we're reading, because it's Halloween. I'm about to fall off. Look, tell him about your book.
I like it.
He likes it. And we're reading Bailey School Kids. And in this book, we're focusing on, of course, the storyline and making predictions. We're doing inferencing. He's learning about how do the characters, different types of character personalities. But he noticed something as he was reading. And one character would say asked. One character would say squeaked. One character would say whispered. And it's sputtered. So as we were going through, he made the connection that, okay, Mama, why does the author keep doing this? Why does he keep changing this up? And why does she, Debbie? And I said, it's the word said, but we can't just use said, because it kind of gets boring, and it doesn't really tell us the way in which the author wants these characters to speak it out to us. So it helps us read it better. And I never thought about really pointing that out. And I think it's made a big difference, because he's now aware of those common words, and he's now using them more. And he's able to frequently recognize them because he knows where it's going to come after the quotations or before the quotations. So just a little tip about that with the reading. Like, it just hit us as we were going through. And some kids that might need some extra practice with that alone, just doing that simple skill can help unlock some of those dialogue readers. Because I love books that have that are heavily dialogue driven too. But all right, so I'm just very proud. Good job, Sam. Good job. Would you recommend Spelling You See? Wild Tales, Book 1.
Yes.
And we got Book 2 ready to go when we finish this one. And I'm thinking we'll be finished this one by January, and we'll be ready to move on. But I'm going to let him work at the pace that he needs. So if I find that he's still struggling with the spelling, like he knew all of the words except handle and he left the E. So now we're moving on. But I've waited. We kept going back and kept writing. We also kept his notebook and we kept writing. So I'm not going to let him go to the next set until he's ready. So it's not about the pace that I'm keeping. It's the pace that he's keeping. But I'm just so proud of him. And I wanted to share. So y'all have a blessed evening. Bye.